Hello and welcome to iamGEEK. This is episode 272. My name's Ryan. I'm joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. And Ray Chase is back here with us.
Hello.
So that must mean one thing, and one thing only: that Ray was bored and needs something to do.
Oh, wow.
It's very true. I did need something to do. It's like, hey, Chris, you're doing your pod thing?
That
Can
pod thing? I don't like sleep, so.
Still doing that talk thing?
I'm having a hard time getting to bed at night, so if you guys can just bore me to sleep, that would be fantastic.
Well, you came to the right place.
Woo! I knew it.
We're doing another roundtable tonight of the Mandalorian, but first, we or Chris and I, Katrin is not. Like, I don't even know why they're still having the thing because Katrin's not going to be there.
True.
Chris and I, unless they kick us out for not getting anything to do yet, are going to be at Comicpalooza at the end of May in Houston. I would tell you the dates, but
it's the end of May.
I'm in the May. It's like the last weekend of May.
Yeah, last weekend of May. That's what most people want to know.
Yeah, last weekend of May. Chris and I will be there, so get your tickets now so you can like wave at us.
But May 26th to the 28th.
There you go. I was thinking that was right. I mean, it's it's going to be a good weekend. There's a lot of good guests this year. Yeah, and they've done a really good job. And I think it's a bad one for me to miss, but it is what it is. So.
It seems like all the guests that they got this year are guests that you are fans of, Katrin. Especially.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're like, we're doing all of this for Katrin, and then he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Specifically, the Vampire Diaries.
The Vampire Diaries. It's more so my wife, but I did enjoy the series. I won't deny it. I did enjoy the series.
Because I'm looking, you guys are sending the guests in the text, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, I don't know who most of these people are. You guys are so excited. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just watch too much Bluey.
Yeah, there's a lot from Arrow. There's like, of course, Stephen Amell is going to be there. Rick Gonzalez, Juliana Harkavy, Colton Haynes. Then there's also just got announced today, I believe, Alaqua Cox, I think is her name is. She played Echo in Hawkeye.
Oh, she was supposed to be there last year and she canceled.
Yes. Yeah. And then Chad L. Coleman, he was on The Walking Dead and a few other things.
They're the guys from The Boys. You may have already said their names, but I don't know.
Yeah, The Boys. Yeah, they got Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
And Anthony Starr and Carl Urban. Also,
so you're telling me there's no Bluey characters that are going to be there?
There's no Star Wars. It sounds like Ryan.
I'm not seeing any Bluey. Lou Diamond Phillips might be the closest.
There is one actor that's going to be there that in his credits you'll see Mandalorian in there or something like.
He likes to watch it.
Man in the background.
And it was. I don't know. Who it was.
Maybe it's Blue Jean guy from season 2. No, that was Obi-Wan. Never mind. That was Obi-Wan. I'm tired.
And
if they got Blue Jean guy, then it's all over.
Right.
But they do have the great William Shatner is going to.
Yeah.
Oh, William Shatner's
That's not
Star
Wars.
Star Trek.
We'll be there. I mean, we may be like on the sidewalk there because they don't let us in.
They never announce everybody. There's usually some others that tag along. Like sometimes the wrestlers just all of a sudden they show up. Like you don't know who's coming, and they show up. Like they're there.
They got nowhere else to be.
Yeah. And then the wrestlers, and then there was always some other just random people that you're like, oh, let's go. Like Sergeant Slaughter. She's a wrestler, I know, but he was one that I didn't expect until at the end. He got a booth, and I'm kicking myself for not going and get my picture with him. As
we told you,
Cobra Kai Mander as my cosplay last year.
I don't even know. I mean, Chris, are you dressing up this year?
Probably not.
You got that IG helmet finished?
It could be IG-13.
Yes.
I may, if I dress up.
The blown apart IG.
Yeah, if I dress up, I'll just wear what I'm wearing to the Star Cruiser, probably. Yeah. It'll already be done.
Why not?
Standing there. Mm-hmm. Might as well get another use out of it.
Oh, so the Star Cruiser has not happened yet.
Oh no, May 4th or May 3rd. May 3rd.
No.
So I'll be there for May 4th, which will be a party. Let
It'll
me
be in
tell
the
you.
space.
Man, that ship's gonna be rocking.
It will be. Gaia's album drops and you don't know who Gaia
Oh
is.
my lord!
But her album drops
Oh well.
on the 4th. She's a character on the Star Cruiser.
She's a
Her
character.
album, her space album's gonna drop. It's gonna be.
What's it dropping
So
on
much fun.
exactly? Like, what do they have in Star Wars? It's like, what's it dropping?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be like on Spotify probably.
Some droid.
They have Spotify and
droid.
Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
Well, they
neither.
have all kinds of other stuff.
I mean,
There's a whole channel on. I think he's on YouTube too, but I watch him on TikTok. Nice guy. We've chatted back and forth. For the lore, and he goes. His has a series that is $30 accurate props from Star Wars, and he's like, you could buy this on Amazon right now for $30, or you could get this for now or cheaper. And so it's really cool because he'll just find all this stuff that was in the Mandalorian. He's like, yeah, you can buy this right now.
The chair that it's at the end of Mandalorian. He had
expensive.
that recently, and then it's not all $30. A lot of it is.
He started with $30,
all
but now he's
place,
got to the more expensive
there was
stuff.
a mug made out of metal or whatever, and that was I think in Mandalorian, right? And it
that was
the
Axe, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
one of the other Mandalorians who was drinking out of it.
Yeah, so that was one of them, and bottle and all kinds of stuff.
Axe body spray.
In fact, that wine bottle that what's his name gives him, Apollo Creed or whatever his name is, or gives him the you can actually buy that bottle. That
it's expensive.
It's OG Apollo Creed.
So, I'm trying to think. Oh, annual passes for Disney World went on sale and then immediately went off sale today. I think they reached their limit.
Yeah, I imagine they did.
Yeah, I was reading people took them 6 hours to finally get a pass. Wow. People got on at into the waiting rooms at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and were there all day.
Yikes. It's like Taylor Swift tickets or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Better
Real
than
fast. Get on my. I don't feel so bad about going on the Star Cruiser after seeing what people are paying for Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh yeah.
There was a video of these three ladies, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to the show in Tampa, and the bank or the Chase took my money, and all $6,000 of it for our tickets." And now we don't have tickets because they gave them away or something, but they took our $6,000. I'm like, $6,000?
Are you on stage singing with her?
Yeah, do you get to be a roommate or something?
I cannot think of one single concert that I would pay that much for. I mean, it's three people, but still.
Wow. $2,000 a piece, eh?
Yeah. Jeez. For a concert that you can watch most of it on YouTube.
Well, but you're not there.
But would you pay that much to see somebody?
No, I'll leave that to my niece that's going to Nashville. I don't know what they paid, but they're going. And no, I don't think it was too bad. But they spent the weekend over Easter weekend. Her and a bunch of other girls that are going different times. They've made all these bracelets that. Apparently that's the thing. Like when you go to Taylor Swift concert, either I guess you share them with other Swifties or whatever they're called, and
Swifties
or
Swiffers.
If you
I used one of those earlier.
If you get near the stage, I guess you could actually trade with her. Like she could take yours that you made.
Wow.
So that was a big deal. Like
pen trading.
Yeah,
like she'll give you a bracelet. Is it like a diamond bracelet to make it?
No, she would just take the bracelets. So.
You're giving her $6,000 and you're giving her bracelets.
No, this is a bad rap.
It's a racket.
But I mean, you can say she took my bracelet,
and immediately toss
even
it away
when you go
backstage.
on the Star Cruiser, you get a pin. I mean,
And free ice cream or something too, right?
All the blue milk
Oh.
you can drink, and green
Which
milk,
is-
I guess.
Which is like a tablespoon.
Which is which is not that much.
It's just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, ugh.
More? Would you like some more now?
Please no. Please no. I'll give
I'll
you
tell
more
you
money.
anything
Just
you want to
don't-
know.
But I am in the final countdown. I'm like in crunch week to get everything done to be able to go. Getting my orders done, getting my new May the 4th releases for iamGEEK Shop, my Kyber crystals ready. I've bitten off more than I got you guys. I'm doing a Make a
You
Wish
got a big mouth,
Foundation.
so.
No, not really. I got a small mouth. Make a Wish Foundation, not raffle, auction. So I'm making crystals for that. It's just the first word problems, I'm excited though.
Poor thing.
I'm so
I'm
busy
excited.
doing things I love.
I know.
I hate it. Oh.
Oh.
I hate loving
I'm
this
excited.
stuff so much.
Why do I love so much?
I give and I give.
I do sort of wish that I could just I feel like because how much it is, I'm like, I gotta push these kyber crystals. I gotta make this money back. I wish I didn't have to do that. You could just go. But I'm like, next time I'll be pushing death sticks or something when I'm on board.
I'm serious. You
when
could
I
hang
buy a
out
death
front. You'd
stick-
be like a Star Wars homeless person. Kyber
Yeah.
crystals. Hey man. I got some good kyber crystals over here, man.
Come on, first one free. Come on.
You got some credits? You got some credits? I need credits, man.
Oh man. All right, so Mandalorian has wrapped. I can't believe the season's over.
I know.
It feels like it
Yeah.
just began.
Only just begun.
But everybody has on here has watched it. We will be spoiling. There will be spoilers. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, just still keep it on in the background. Just mute it so we get the listens and the views.
You just look at our
entertain you with our
reactions to
movements.
things. Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, you can watch. We can watch us.
I just
And then come back and listen, watch later. But this is one of our famous roundtables that has been discussed all over the world.
everyone on the Star Cruiser talks about it nonstop.
Mhm.
I know. They're like,
Everyone in the fictional Star Cruiser world talks about
Everyone in that box
Oh,
cannot stop
I'm-
talking
I
about
don't,
and that hot
I don't
box.
care.
it. I don't care. It's real to me.
They can talk about me otherwise. All right. So we had wow, I'm bad tonight, guys. How many episodes were there for this season?
8. Always
Wow.
8.
it feels like less.
It does
It
feel
does.
like less.
Like
Feels like it
6.
just started.
Yeah.
There's like one episode.
Overall, I'll say that I enjoyed this season. Overall, there was some stuff that you're like, huh, but overall, which we'll get into the stuff. Overall, I thought it was a fun season, and I'm glad that it ended happy for now. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like personally I needed that. I'm like, I just need a show that's going to end happy. It had its sad moments, but overall, it was a happy ending, which was sort of, I thought, a little bit refreshing for Star Wars. Especially when Dave Filoni's behind it. He likes to, twist and shove that knife in. But they ended it happy, which we'll get on into all that. So overall, how did you guys feel about the season?
It's
It was
good.
good. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Good night, everybody.
I liked it a lot. There was one episode I didn't care for as much, but
Oh.
overall it was great.
Overall, I enjoyed it, and it had a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, getting into what it needed to get into overall. But like a lot of setup. But overall, I enjoyed it.
I liked it okay enough.
Oh,
It's my
here
least
we
favorite.
go.
It's my least favorite. Of the 3, it's my least favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
the 3. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll hear it in the
when
comments.
Mando and Grogu were in the episode, I liked it a lot.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go.
And there were quite a few times where they weren't.
Exactly. And I was like, where'd they go?
Okay.
I'm
What show are
beginning
we
to
watching?
wonder if
Are they
Pedro
coming back?
Pascal was in it at all, because this season he didn't take his helmet off at all, right?
Nope.
He did not.
No.
So
His
that
voice
could have been
was
somebody else that's walking around.
Oh, it was.
And he
Yeah.
could have been
It
sitting
is.
in a hotel room.
Most of the time, it's like two or
most
three
of the time,
guys.
but usually there's
Yeah.
sometimes when he's in it.
Mhm.
But this season
This is the way.
This is the
he
way.
didn't have to.
This is the way.
And they probably could have just taken his lines from other seasons, edited them together, and put them in this. He probably wasn't even there the whole time.
Hey, you
Mystery.
doing Grogu?
We need another. This is the way. Do we have another? This? Oh, we've got plenty of those.
This is the way.
I can bring you hot and cold soup.
Oh man! All right, so I'm trying to think back. We opened the show. You talked about a slow burn. I'm trying to. It's been
So
a
the
long.
season starts. It's the apostate. Apostate. How do you say that word?
Apostate?
But he's there. You go.
Oh yeah.
And he's at Navarro.
Yes.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah,
now.
he needs a droid,
He needs a droid, but he hates droids.
Yes.
but he hates droids. Yeah, he hates them.
He only wants the one.
This was the thing, like out of the box. I was like, what's happening? What are we doing? Like, droids are so hard to come by.
They had to get to the
He
point where
wants
there
that
was
droid.
mech Grogu. They're trying to get the
Yes.
mech Grogu, so they had to follow that rabbit trail.
Sure.
Which I sort of liked. I thought it was funny. I thought the yes no droid.
That was all great. It's just
Yeah.
this droid saved us. We have a monument to him. We're gonna desecrate his body over and over and over again.
It's
Like, just go
this
get
thing was-
another droid, man.
Yeah.
this thing was blown to bits. Basically, you're going to end up with a new droid at the end of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
They
definitely
just wanted the
not same
brain,
one.
just the brain.
All
So
they
let's
got
do
was the
this.
voice chip. That's all they got out of that. They
Let's
got Taika Waititi's voice chip.
That was it.
yes, no. That's all they got.
Yeah.
Let's do this. What were the highlights for everyone?
Of episode 1.
No,
Or
just of the
series.
series.
Oh.
Just of the series.
Oh man, I think episode 1 had some highlights for me because you're just excited that it's back. But then there were also the pirates and the Fern guy. You know, the guy with the
The Henson creature?
Swamp
Pizza
thing?
the Hut.
yeah. At first, it felt like Spaceballs or something for a minute, you know. But
Yeah.
but
It's
I thought
Muppet
that
Treasure
was
Island.
I thought it was really fun. I was excited for everything to be back. You see all the people. It's like, oh yeah, those guys from the new movies, and then you got these guys from whatever, and it was a lot of fun, and I was glad to have it back. I saw somebody say that their favorite 2 episodes were these last 2, and I probably agree with that. That was the most exciting times, you know. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It was cinematic. It was
Cinematic.
Very, the last 2 episodes are very cinematic.
It would have been nice if they could have spread out some of that feeling over more episodes.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 were really cool, and it just felt like, and I get, they're to build towards something, but after 3 seasons, it's like you've already built a lot. I mean, let's just have it be awesome out of the box, and not, we're gonna hang out with these Mandalorians living in Australia, dealing with all these things that want to kill them. It's okay. Are we gonna do something else? Yeah, we're gonna go hang out with another character. You met him once. Season 1. How about if we spend the whole episode with him? Oh, okay. Is something cool
So
gonna
those are
happen?
so those are our highlights for the season, right?
No. The last 2 episodes were great. Everything with the Mandalorians flying around, I thought visually that all looked really cool.
Oh,
They did
yeah,
a
that
really
was
nice
nice.
job with those
Yeah.
effects. It just felt effortless whenever they would leave the ground. And Bo-Katan had like a freaking awesome move last night when she like was like running or something, and she slid across the platform, fell off the other side, and her backpack engaged. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I did the same thing. Yeah,
I like audibly like screamed.
Audible,
Like,
nice.
That's awesome.
Same. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That last episode felt like a video game, though, too. I mean,
yeah, it did.
Like I can
Upgrade
imagine.
your weapon.
I can imagine you're fighting Moff Gideon at the end of the game, and like doing that scene over and over again, and you have to hear that part that he says right before they start battling, like over and over, because you know how they do that in video games. Like you get to the boss,
boss fight.
You got to hear him say his spiel. I remember this Lord of the Rings game that I played, where I remember it just kept happening over and over again, where it was you were fighting the ghosts, and it was like the Return of the King game or something, and I just remember that playing over, and I was like, gosh, I got to get past this part. But they built it like a video game. A lot of the shows and movies nowadays, I feel like that's the way they are, and it's like, man, I could really see this being this. Why don't they do this? You know?
Oh, the whole Mandalorian series has been a video game, especially.
Yeah.
What made it for this season? What made it a video game is the most to me was the hallway scene where he's having to fight the guards, and then the red shield opens up, and he upgrades his weapon, and then it opens, and he upgrades his weapon again, and then he upgrades his weapon again.
For sure.
Let me look at my inventory. Hold on.
Yeah, side quest.
You've acquired a blaster.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it was.
Use, inspect.
I did in chapter 2. I did like the mines, going into the mines, and like Grogu kind of going off his own. It very much paralleled the episode of The Last of Us that happened that week too. Pedro Pascal is down and out. He can't do anything, so his person that he usually protects has to help him out. It's the same episode for both shows, but it was good. I liked that. And Bo-Katan got to go in and just kick some butt. What she was made of, which was cool.
And that mech spider thing was awesome. I want to see more of that. Like, where did this come from? What is that?
Yeah, I wish they'd gone into that more, because it felt like that was going to be something more.
Yeah,
but like a video game.
Yeah.
Just a little side boss.
I always watch it with my son, and we're trying to figure out, like, are those Geonosins? Are those what are those things? There's like these like bird things with the staffs, and I was like, are they from Geonosis? Is that from the prequels? Like, and we're trying to figure it out, and then okay, well, that's probably going to come back later on, right? I mean, the planet's probably crawling with these things. No, we're never going to see that again. Like, what?
There was a lot of that in this season. A lot of people were like, "This is going to happen." Oh, I see where they're going with this, and then it's like, "No, we're not going to do that."
No, you don't.
Who's the spies? No, we're not. You know.
Oh yeah,
S on the end of the spies. Like,
But here's what I think about the spies. We'll just go into that right now. Since I said it. Segue. I think that it was a reference to the Mandalorians themselves. They were the spies. If you are familiar with the Bible, Moses
that's our most Mandalorians.
Yeah, well Moses sends 12 spies into the Promised Land to stake it out, and in that episode, they sent the Mandalorians into their Promised Land to check it out. So to me, I think the Mandalorians were the spies sent to check out Mandalore, and that's what it was all about. And it wasn't about who's betraying the Mandalorians, but the spies were the Mandalorians going into this Promised Land that they were trying to take back. That's my thoughts on it, but I could be totally wrong.
Well, I did see somebody post a picture today on Twitter of the oh gosh, the hammer lady. I just forgot her name.
Their armorer.
And it's basically saying we all owe her an apology.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody had the same thought. Even
Axe.
during the episode,
Axe
I was
was
like,
his name?
"Where is she?" She went back up to the ship. We haven't seen her, have
Yeah.
we? Where is she? Where is she?
And the other guy.
Gideon-
Everybody thought the other
showed up, he
guy,
had the horns.
what's his name? Axe or whatever. What's his name?
Axel Rose.
Axe body spray.
No, what's the guy's name? The guy that crashes the big
Axel-
ship.
Yeah,
The guy that
Axl
goes
Rose.
up and he takes the ship down.
I don't know, but I gotta hand it to him in crashing a ship in the Star Wars universe because he knew you could aim it and leave.
Yep.
Mhm.
You didn't have to stick around
Axe
and
Wolves.
die with it.
That's his
Yeah,
name. Axe
jetpack.
Wolves, I think.
But
Yeah,
if he
jetpack,
didn't have
Chris.
if he didn't have a
Oh, yeah,
jetpack, he couldn't have done it. Though.
He couldn't have
Yeah.
done
Well,
it.
I don't know. There could have been I mean, that's a giant ship. You think there'd be little ships on it? I don't.
They already took all this.
I was wondering that. I was like, can he not just get out of this thing? Like, isn't there something he could just take off?
Guys, the
and-
jetpack. Let's
He
talk
could.
about
He could
let's
hop the window, fly out. He
let's
has a
talk
plan.
about the jetpacks in episode.
the never-ending fuel.
Well, in
Unless
episode
you're
where
chasing a giant bird.
when they're going after the giant dragon bird thing, they run out of fuel.
Yeah.
But they can go from the depths of a planet
The depths of the planet,
into outer space, no problem.
and you can fly again out of the ship. So-
And
Well, that's a straight shot. The bird's
Yeah.
like weaving.
Mhm.
He probably fueled up right before, and then that day they were, having
I guess.
having all the problems with the
Yeah.
Australian wildlife, and they were like, you know what, we probably should have fueled up before we chased the
Could
birds.
be.
We're
Could
gonna
I
be
mean,
like
they're
for
out in the
this.
wilderness. Like they have to chase this bird every day. They don't
I
have the
guess.
fuel
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of the birds, what
Did they
did
eat those birds?
What did the people of Navario think when these gigantic velociraptor things came pouncing out of the ship? I mean, they relocate and they're like,
for
oh,
ya."
by the way, we got these three giant birds that like to
Yeah.
kill
Maybe.
things.
Did they eat
Kill
one
the
of those
populace.
birds?
I was wondering, they looked giant and tasty. I was like, oh.
Well, there's
Mhm.
the scene afterwards where they're all standing around this big fire, and there's this big bird-shaped hunk of meat on the spit.
Yeah.
on the spit.
Don't tell Din.
We
This
ate
is
his
the
gift.
this is the way. Mm.
We ate his birds.
I don't know. But I enjoyed the season. I even liked the Jack Black episode where people were sort of giving that one a hard time. I thought it was a fun episode.
The
I
Mandalorian
liked-
Celebrity Edition.
I liked it.
Scooby Doo episode.
I
It's
thought
gone
it was,
nuts.
it was a buddy cop.
Christopher Lloyd.
Kids.
I liked it. I thought it was.
It
a
was
fun
fun.
episode.
The moment I didn't even see Jack Black, but I heard him. I was like,
Yes.
Jack Black.
Now, see, I didn't know who Lizzo was. I figured she was probably someone
Yeah.
until the credits. Christopher Lloyd, I mean, I recognized him right off, but I think
Mhm.
like my son did not. I mean, he bald and he's older, so
Yeah.
he's a little bit more hidden. I was waiting when he got zapped for him to go 121 jackpots. And I was like, missed opportunity.
Great Scott.
Yeah, great Scott.
It did seem like towards the end, though, when he was getting all mad, he was gonna, I would have gotten away with it had it not been for you pesky Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And your little Grogu too.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you not like about this season?
Well, it's not that I didn't like the episode necessarily, but the convert episode. Once we got to the end of this season, I was like, you didn't
What-
have a
what
whole
was-
episode for that.
Yeah. What was the point? Was that the boat
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah, it was like the boat episode. Because all he was mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, they in a sentence they could have said, "Yeah, he was captured, but don't worry, we took care of it."
Yeah.
And
All
I
of that
thought
could
that-
have been abridged. It could have been
Yeah.
shortened. You
Yeah.
could have showed a little bit of that without having so much dedicated to that.
I thought they were introducing the mind flare for something for the finale.
Mm.
Like when they captured Den, like, oh gosh, is he going to get mind
right.
flared?
Yeah.
And that's how the season's
Mhm.
going to end, him not knowing who anybody is. But then it
Still
was
a
like,
lot of time to spend to introduce that element. I mean, because they ended, and there's a couple episodes that just felt like bookend episodes. It was cool at the beginning, it was cool at the end. The middle really had nothing to do with the beginning or the end, and that was one of those episodes. And when they were leaving, and they were like, "We got to find a place to hide," and they go to Coruscant, I was like, "Oh, well, that's the perfect place to hide because the Empire is not going to come there. That's the home of the New Republic." And so when we're hanging out with the scientist and with the Imperial girl, I kept waiting for them to be their paths to cross, and then it's like, oh, Grogu, and you're okay, and I'm like,
nothing.
Episode, when did they get in here? They're not coming, really. I mean, what's so? To me, there was that episode. There was the episode with the droid murder mystery kind of thing, where it just felt like the storytelling was a little bit just some weird choices. It's like, why there was no connective tissue really to the beginning and the end of the Jack Black episode. It was like, we're here to get the Mandalorians and get my squad and put them back together. But first, we need you to do something that's completely unrelated to anything that's going on this season.
Yeah.
And then they had the bookend with the cool fight and all that.
It's like the first season had like side missions or whatever you want to call them.
They had a formula.
But there was like an overarching thing where stuff connected throughout all of them. Yes. This one, it seemed like there was just randomness that had like a smidgen that connected, but like overall, you didn't need everything.
Yeah. And the droid one was cool. I mean, I liked Bo-Katan and Din working together. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But when you do have those side quests, like in season 1, there's at least character development going on. We already know that Den hates droids. We know that, and we know why. There's no discovery of that. And we're not learning anything new about Bo-Katan. And it would have been cooler if like her crew had gone with, then they're all there, and then there's dialogue about why they split, and you like betrayed us, and you promised us. There could have been a little bit more interest along the way. Instead, it was like, I hate droids. And we're like, we know. Why are you kicking them in? Why are you being such a jerk to the droids and knocking them down? That was all cool. But
one YouTube video where they keep kicking that one robot over.
Poor Boston Dynamics robot.
And I know, Keaton, you kind of like the pirates. I didn't really care for the pirates, just because it didn't develop them. But it's just like they're pirates, they're evil, and I was waiting for the captain to like break out in cabin fever music from Muppet Treasure Island.
Amazing.
Well, we had the big battle with the pirates.
They had the battle itself was cool, but it's just I wish that they would have built him up as more like scary and everything. It was just like, oh, they're pirates, but there's like 20 of them.
Yeah, but they had Smee. They had the Star Wars version of Smee. Did you notice that the first mate was dressed just like Smee from Peter Pan?
Was he really?
Yeah,
see that
exact same.
Yeah.
So,
but I just wish there was more development to that to get to that point for the battle.
Yeah, I wonder though too if they're setting up for the next season or the big movie. Like all these little things that happen because. Again, we didn't see what happened to the doctor. I mean, we did. I'm sorry, but it was like that whole story just seemed kind of pointless, like you said. And
do you think he's dead?
Well, he's brainless, right?
He's a vegetable, at least.
Yeah, maybe. But so I mean, maybe this season is more of a setup for something bigger too. But
so I guess they got what they needed from Grogu. That was still a little confusing with last night's episode. Yeah. I didn't understand last night's episode that Din nuked the clones. I thought they were busting out of their tubes.
That's what I was like. Happening.
I was like, are we going to see a bunch of like naked Moff Gideons chasing them down? And then he's like, you killed my clones, and I'm like,
he was
did?
not happy.
So
he blew them up. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you think that's where they were going with the cloning, or did you think that this, by the end of the season, it was going to be a connection point to the sequels?
Yeah.
At first, I thought it might be, but then when they had that like meeting of the council or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like, oh no, this is something different.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
kind
So
of
it
talked
still
to Ray
gives
a
us
little bit
hope.
on that. Yeah. Yeah. It could still happen. We could still get Snoke.
No. Still gives us
No.
still gives us hope that they're going to stay away from the sequels and
Yes.
not make it go into that.
I had been very worried that that's where this was going, that they were going to connect it to the First Order and all of that. And I was like, oh. But what made me happy was when I watched the Ahsoka trailer and they made mention of Thrawn being the heir to the Empire. I'm like, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing Thrawn. And then when they had that council, I'm like, oh, thank God they're not doing the First Order. He's going to be taking over everything, and Gideon's got his own agenda. And my son called it about the clones because we were like, who do you think's in the container? And he was like, it's probably Gideon because he loves himself so much. Yeah. And we both laughed. Nice. Let me watch the episode. And I was like, oh my God, you were right. Because he does love himself so much, you know?
So have you heard of the Moff Stash conspiracy?
That he was a clone that died?
Yes.
I think he is a clone.
They made it very evident that his body was mostly robotic sounding, or at least his suit was the whole time. And it's like, that's weird. Never heard that. He had no mustache. Yeah.
I was thinking that this morning because we were thinking when we were watching it that he was in some sort of enhanced suit. But then this morning I was like, what if he was just really Moff Gideon's head and the rest of him was all like Darth Vader?
I mean, he had super strength and everything. So
So
he didn't have a mustache. So there's something fishy there. I mean, I don't know how else. All the clones didn't have mustaches, so I don't know how he would possibly get rid of his mustache on his own. I don't know how that would work.
And like in the previous episode where you saw him, you didn't hear all those noises either, too, right? Did he have the mustache in that episode? The previous?
He hasn't had the mustache the whole season.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
So I mean, it's very possible that that's what's going on. I mean, they obviously made clones of him, and they were functioning because one of them opened its eyes and freaked everybody out, I guess.
The mechanical sounds to me was just like an indication of like, his suit is mechanical helping, and this is how he is stronger than them now. Because even I think Jenny when he crushed my wife when he crushed the saber, she's like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "Oh, I think it's mechanical.
He's a robot."
Sure. But maybe it is evidence of being
could just be a head.
I'm thinking he's Moff Gideon Model 1.
Mm-hmm. I don't want him to be dead because I think he's one of the best.
Only in 2 episodes.
Proto Gideon.
Yeah, he's one of the best villains, I think.
He's really good.
He sounded awesome with the helmet too. You're just like, this is he's a good bad guy.
Yeah, when he went like, I'll handle this. And
he looked like a Mandalorian though, which was kind of funny. Like his helmet was kind of Mandalorian.
Oh, it was, and it had the because that was in Rebels, right? Or Clone Wars, Rebels.
Sure.
There's a faction that was Mandalorians that were under Darth Maul, and that's the kind of helmets that they had.
That was Rebels
with the horns. Yeah, Rebels. They had the horns on it, and that's why people were thinking, "Oh, wait, Moff has that. The Armorer has that."
Yeah.
Wait a second. Are they in cahoots? They both have horns.
Cahoots.
But I'm glad they weren't in cahoots. I liked it that the Mandalorians didn't betray each other, and they realized that the power they had was being together.
Yeah, they watched Fast and the Furious, and they realized, family.
Also, the power they have is to be able to hit the weak points between the Beskar.
Oh,
yes.
You got to know
without fail, man. Without
only ones
fail.
that know.
And the stormtroopers continue to suck at shooting.
Yeah. Well, it's just like in professional wrestling. You can never get beaten or hardly ever get beaten by your own finishing move because you know the way out of that finishing move.
That's right.
That's right.
Only you can use that finishing move. So they knew that the weaknesses.
Aim for the soft spots.
Yeah.
Which ones? All of them.
All of them.
So many.
So one of the things I thought was kind of weird, and maybe I just missed something, but there was a part where maybe it's the 2 episodes ago where Moff found out that they were going to reclaim Mandalore. And they were trying to rebuild. And then all of a sudden in last week's episode, they find the X-Wings, I'm sorry, the TIE fighters and the stormtroopers, and it's like, where did they come from? Has he been there the whole time, or did
Yeah.
okay? It's like,
That's why he didn't want
they were
them
there
coming to
mining on the
planet.
Beskar. Yeah,
that's true. He did say that, but it was like he was just angry that they were making their way back. Like he didn't know they were going back. I felt like, but
he didn't know they were coming.
He was going to go, but I don't know. So maybe he's been there.
Ruin his plan.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess.
The whole time. Yeah.
Well, it's the typical Star Wars thing, just like with Navarro, when they do this all the time in Star Wars, where it's like, oh no, they're invading, and it's like this town is the entire planet. So it's like Moff Gideon's in this little bitty hangar, and he wants everybody off the planet. No one, anyone. It's like, really? If you were doing something secret like in Dallas, I don't know that people in Florida would really know. You're secretly mining,
Yeah.
It's a big planet. But yeah, everything is very.
Steven is in the chat, which is our friend from Princess and the Scoundrel, and he says, "I'm here collecting apologies for Axe and the Armorer."
I never suspected Axe. The armor I did, and I do apologize. I'm sorry.
But they laid it out perfectly for everybody to, to think the armor was against them, because, like, where did they get all this? Where did they get the armor? Because who else makes the armor?
Who else would have made it? Exactly. Who did make it?
Why did she say that the Mandalore was poisonous and you couldn't even breathe there? And then they go there and they're like, "Oh, it's perfectly fine here. There's no."
She believed all the fake news about it.
Yeah, but she just believed all the fake news.
And then she left the planet.
Oh, these guys!
Hey, I'll take them back to the ship.
Oh, so hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
still could be a ruse.
But I think they did that perfectly.
Oh yeah, it was pretty well done.
You were sitting there thinking, "Yep, she's the bad guy," and then it's like, nope, they're a happy family. And
another because there was a couple of those little setups. Because I remember when she made Grogu the giant
medallion
wait for his I told my son, like, I paused it and I was like, "How much you want to bet he takes a shot to the chest?" And then we're like, well, but he's already got the chainmail. But but this is even bigger and better. And I was like, oh, this is going to be it. He's going to take a shot to the chest, and he never did.
Never did.
But there might be an episode later where he's fighting some kid who tries to punch him in the chest, and he's like, it's like a Superman 2 moment or something.
I did think it had been fighting. I liked the scene where they had him and the other kid, Mandalorian kid, like dueling. I thought that was fun. And he with the little paintball darts or whatever they were. That was a fun scene.
That was funny. The only thing with that was, like, that one kid shot you once, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But then Grogu's like shoots him all 3 times. It's like,
he's a gangster.
He's a better Mandalorian, man.
He's a
Can't you shoot once?
Are there rules here? I don't know.
You make sure they're going down. 3 shots to the chest. They're going down.
So we did get some fun things in this episode, or in this season. We've got your little friend back there, the Zillions. Is that what they're called? The little guys that make the droids.
Yeah.
Those dudes. Yeah.
Bobby Frick.
Yeah.
Guys.
Bobby Frick.
We got them. We got a group of them, which is fun, and they dropped the first. One of them dropped the first F-bomb, pretty much. In did you know? Did you know that?
Yes.
I saw that.
I heard it in real time, and then I saw it later online, and I was like, I thought I heard it. I didn't say anything at the time because I'm watching with my family, and then I
no squeezy. I'm out, mother.
I did hear it. I'm
Wow.
I'm out, mother.
Yeah.
We can't say that on the show.
We can't say that on our show.
That cracked me up because it just showed their little attitudes. We got my one of my favorite things of the whole season. We got a live action Zeb from Rebels.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Even though it was just a little part, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. At first I was like, okay, first I was like, oh, that's not him, is it? And then when he talked, I was like, oh crap, that is Zeb.
It's so him.
So I'm hoping that he's gonna be around in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, could he be in Ahsoka?
I'm hoping that made
You guys
One
caught,
episode. That's
you
all
guys
they
caught
got.
Dave Filoni in last night's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Full on in his cowboy hat. Like he
Yeah,
just
cowboy
was like,
hat
you know
stood
what?
out right there.
I don't need anything. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm like, dude, you're sticking like a sore thumb.
He was in the he was in that episode with Zeb too. You see him in the background, like in the very far background. You see his hat, and it has the other two directors that were X-wing pilots too.
Yeah, he's an X-wing fighter.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then Grogu supposedly maybe said some words.
Oh, at the very end.
Maybe talk.
Well,
With the,
he said
when he was pointing at the thing.
No, when they're in the ship, when Bo's ship, and Din says this is the way, and then Bo-Katan says this is the way, and then you hear him go, and they both look at him like, "What? Did he just talk?" But then they got attacked, and then he said,
dropped a few F-bombs.
Thank you, I think. Thanks, or something like that. Because he was like, good job. Dan was like, good job, good job, guy. He's like, thanks.
He can talk this whole time. He just doesn't want to give the oath. So it's just like,
yeah.
I'm not ready to commit.
Yeah.
So
I did think he was going to get I did think he was going to get a helmet at the end, though. It's like,
I was a little worried. I was like, oh, no. Yeah.
It's going to look so goofy.
Are the ears going to be outside of the helmet, or is it going to be ear helmets, like part of the helmet?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the ears is part of the face. And if you see the face, I mean,
it's true.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It's true.
I felt like they could, after he bathed in the waters, he needed to just take some water with him, and then occasionally he could pop the helmet off and be like, "Oh, whoo!" and then just be like, "Spritzer, I'm a Mandalorian again. All right, let's go."
That's
all you gotta do.
That's the Methodist way of doing things.
I mean, can family see each other without the helmet? Is that it?
No, nobody.
That's not the way.
No,
but that was another thing that made the armor suspicious, because she was like, Bo-Katan walks in both worlds, and Din's like, I'm sure under his helmet is like, wait a minute, you can do that?
Yeah, I did that.
Better agent who insists on having an actress show her face a little bit more. So
tonight, or we just watched it right before the show, but I said to my wife, I was like, do they just walk around with their helmets off just because they can? Like, just put it on. Like, you're more safe if you have your helmet on. Like, do you have to walk around with it off all the time?
It's stinky in there. You gotta take it off. Let it breathe. And then probably the biggest thing we got from this season, above everything else, was that Grogu finally, at the end, got his chicken nuggies. When they went to the X-Wing bar, he climbed up and he ate what looked like chicken nuggets.
He got a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
He got his chicken nuggets.
His toy was the head.
Yeah.
So I think he got his chicken nuggies. So we got that. He talked maybe. We got Zeb. I'm trying to think what else we got this season that was like, yes.
We got Hux.
Yeah.
We got a Hux. We got a Hux.
We got a Hux.
He had a beard.
That was Hux's dad.
Yeah, Hux's father, which is played by his brother.
Nice.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the actor's brother playing his father. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is so great. Well, I told Chris I got all excited when Captain Pilion was there, because he's from the Timothy Zahn books. He's Thrawn's right-hand man in those books. So when that happened, I paused, and my son was sitting next to me, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "He's from the books," and I read like years ago, and briefly explained to him why that was so amazing, and then we
he's like, "You have to read these right now."
Did you think?
That's right.
Did you think Thrawn was going to make an appearance at some point?
I sort of kind of wondered, but I was like, that might take away from Ahsoka.
No,
I thought Sabine might make an appearance, just because she's Mandalorian, and they were trying to take back Mandalore, but she didn't. So that was what surprised me. I thought maybe she'll pop up, but
maybe Hux is a clone of Moff Gideon.
Wait a minute.
That doesn't crack.
Okay. Let's see.
we got Jar Jar back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Why did I? Oh, I
that
totally
was
forgot
great.
about that.
Yeah.
That was so
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was. I think. I don't know why that. I was thinking that was a different show for some reason, because it could be its own.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Well, Grogu
I
was there.
think-
Ties it all together.
That was the perfect way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the perfect person to save him. I thought if they made it somebody that we all know, that it would just be like, wait a second, how did they get there? Or
Yeah.
how did that happen? But bringing him back, and he was the same character that he plays in the kids game show, right?
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, the same
Maybe,
character name at least.
Yeah, I think it's the same character, the same Jedi or whatever.
Hmm.
So it made sense that the guy that trains the the kids in the game show would save the kid.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I was
thought
very
the
happy for
studio
him as an
next door.
actor to
Oh,
get that
yes.
opportunity after
Mhm.
all the pain he went through with
He
the
was in
Jar
the
Jar
studio
stuff.
next door filming the game show when the clones attacked.
Yes.
Wait, oh.
Gotta get the kids out.
Yeah, I thought that whole his whole look, and then how he carried himself when he was fighting, I thought it was so cool.
Mhm.
And I love the speeder bike chase, which if you want
Yeah, that
to
was
hear
cool.
more about the speeder bike chase and how it could be a ride at Walt Disney World, check out Living with the Landspeeder on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, where we turn Tron into maybe Order 66. Anyways, that's a little plug for the other show. Yeah, I loved it. I want more of him. I want.
Mhm.
It makes me now
Mhm.
wonder what happened between them flying off in the Naboo ship and where we see Grogu in season 1
Yeah.
in that little closet thing or whatever.
Well, I feel like they're just slowly giving us little bits and pieces of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get more.
Mhm.
I hope he doesn't I hope something doesn't happen to him.
Over the next 20 shows, we'll have a full story.
I hope he's still out there.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be funny if they bring Jar Jar in and Jar Jar meets the Jedi?
None of that would be funny.
Playing two parts. Oh, poor Jar Jar.
Sorry.
Jar Jar. I don't want to talk about Jar Jar for the rest. Okay, so anything else from this season that was a surprise? I'm trying to think. I think that was all the surprises.
We had the what's his name? The I have spoken. We didn't talk about those guys. In
Oh yeah, those dudes were there.
Yeah.
Yes. So we got the little more nuts, which that was.
What was that
cool.
story?
That was the droid. The droid one.
That's a Jack Black story.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So that was cool. The murder mystery.
They
All right,
mentioned
so
Project Necromancer.
Yeah.
Snope.
all right. Do you want? And then you guys, before we started, you were all poking fun at the little circle at the end where it went to the
Looney Tunes.
the circle wipe.
Ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee.
Do you want to hear why they probably did that, or do you just want to make fun of it? Okay,
Both, actually. I'd like to do both.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, the circle wipe has been used 3 other times in Star Wars.
Mm.
A New Hope ends with the circle wipe. The Phantom Menace ends with the circle wipe, and The Force Awakens ends with the circle wipe. So basically, the ending of the first act, if you want to say that, ends with a circle wipe. No, none of the others movies did. Not Empire, not Jedi, nothing. Just the first 3. So it makes me think that this was the end of the first act. These 3 seasons was basically the first act. We've ended that act. Ahsoka will probably start the new act, or the Mandoverse or whatever, which makes it fitting how they ended the show. They sort of ended the show.
No
Mando
cliffhangers.
sitting on the porch. Yeah, it ends this act. It ends this section of the Mandoverse or whatever you want to call it. He's sitting on the porch, you know, all's good in the world, which is why they made the Mandalorians all sort of come together. Everything sort of got wrapped up. So circle wipe into the first act, for lack of a better term.
Circle takes a square.
But it's cool that New Hope, Phantom Menace, Force Awakens all in the same way, which makes me think they did this on purpose, that it wasn't just
aren't they supposed to start shooting season 4 like in August?
Oh yeah, I mean there's going to be a season 4, but it'll be like
it's just the first
part. Yeah, so like in the Marvel cinematic universe,
So this was phase 1.
You got phase 1, phase 2. So this was basically phase 1. Phase 1 is now ended. We're moving on to phase 2, which probably starts with Ahsoka, I would assume.
And then maybe they jump ahead in time.
So this would be like Thrawn. This is their Thanos.
Yeah.
I mean, phase 2 would be Thrawn.
He's blue.
Moff Gideon could have been the phase 1 villain.
He was Loki.
Yeah, Thrawn is going to be the phase 2 villain. It makes sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when you do a lot of research, I don't know. Let me see your water bill. It was a circle wipe.
It was a circle wipe. I mean, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not the circle wipe signified anything, I think they did kind of close things up, like you said. Everybody's happy, everybody's together. There's no reason to be like, I can't wait till the next season. But it's like, what happens next? You know, it's like I love watching Mandalorian, so what happens next? But there was not this cliffhanger. It all just kind of ends. So it could be a long time before it's on again, because we know it takes them a long time to put these things together. and then we do have Ahsoka, and then maybe there's this big long time in between, and all of a sudden Grogu's this big whatever Yoda thing.
Oh, that'll be in the Rey movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then it all ties to Rey.
Next Mandalorian, from what I've heard, the script is already written, which makes me think that basically the show, what was it going to be called, with Cara Dune? Basically, they're just taking that show and replacing Cara Dune with Din, and because he goes, talks to the X-wing guy.
It's about hunting Imperials. Yeah.
Hey, you know, on a case by case basis, blah 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 blah, which was what that show was going to be about. So I'm thinking that's why the script's written. That's why it's ready to go, because basically they just reworked what they already had, and now he's going to be this bounty hunter going out to protect, you know, the Republic, basically. But I'm glad there wasn't a cliffhanger. I'm glad they wrapped it up. Because that's with these shows, especially when they spread them out. Yeah, you get to the next season, you're like, what happened? What happened?
I know, but it wouldn't have mattered if there was a cliffhanger, because there would probably be an episode of Ahsoka that would be the Mandalorian, just
probably
resetting everything that they just cliffhanged. So,
but now they don't have to. Now that it's wrapped up, unless they're just going to show him on the porch again. I really want, now that they have the Mandalorian at Galaxy's Edge, I really want them to set up like this little photo spot where he can just sit on the porch, and Grogu can just sit down by the water playing with frogs.
Yeah. Got his suit made into a scarecrow.
But he can't just sit there, because I mean that's the one thing, right? Is that they said that he can't stay on Mandalore. He has to go do the journeys, take him on the journeys, and the journeys aren't.
They're like Mormons.
Not much journey sitting on the porch playing with frogs. So.
But I got to Galaxy's Edge.
A little bike and drive
around. Trying to find him, just go to his porch and then get your picture taken with him.
Anyway.
Knock on people's doors.
Are you with the Empire?
Have you heard about This Is the Way?
But I think they did a pretty good job setting up other stuff that they're going to be doing. Yeah. I think it's just going to be. To me, it almost felt like, you have to take Grogu on his journeys and the trials and blah blah blah, like you did, and then with him freelancing for the New Republic, I feel like it's almost like resetting the show back to season 1, where it's not going to be Mando and other Dave Filoni creations doing things in the world. It's just going to be the two of them going on adventures, which I think is great.
Buddy cops.
Yeah, and I like that R4 is there now. I like that's kind of the three.
Yeah,
him, the kid, and the droid.
Mm-hmm.
I loved R4 in last night's episode. I love the mouse droid.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Coming
great.
over and like doing that hard left and turning his lights on. That was fantastic.
I've never seen mouse droids with the flashing lights before.
Yeah, that was
That
weird.
was
so that
great.
was
Oh,
that was cool.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Got his buddies and all like running into him. So what else can they do?
I wish Grogu could have kept his Krang suit.
Yes.
IG-11 suit. I liked him in that. It
I
was
did too.
kind of fun.
Yes.
But no, now he's the sheriff.
Yeah,
The
got a
marshal.
badge.
The Marshal.
I am a marshal.
So the scary thing about the way they kind of ended it with everything being kind of tied up is like, what if we run out of money and we decide not to do Mandalorian anymore? At least it kind of ended.
Yeah, at least it did.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's. I mean, you could see that being the end of the series, and I hope not, but
Yeah.
at least they've got that option.
Mm-hmm.
And we this is the section
All their
of the show
money
we'll-
issues.
Yeah, section of the show we're going to stop and we're going to pause a minute.
Oh.
And remember
Moment of
the
silence.
man, the myth, the legend, Paz Vizsla. Just okay. Just pouring out for Paz.
Who? What?
Pez.
What's happening?
I'm not sure.
Pez
We know.
dispensers?
Paz, the guy, the Mandalorian that got killed.
Oh, heavy
from,
armor guy.
Yeah.
Paz.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Oh,
I
his
forgot
son
about it.
has no father now, and you give like
Dude, this is the
he-
way. They grew
This
up,
is
they
the
were
way.
living on a planet with everything trying to kill him. I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's surprising he lasted this long.
I know.
But
Well, it's
I did-
you
because
guys
he's
want to go
one
to
of
the
the
beach?
directors.
Let's go to the beach. It's a great day. Oh my lord! There's a giant crocodile.
I thought that was a good ending for him.
Oh, well, you knew the moment he was like, I'll hold him off. Like,
Oh
he's
yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
just like-
dead.
What was
You
the
held
name?
him off.
Stay. I'll be fine.
He held him off until the
Rogue One. It's like the guy
Praetorian-
from Rogue One with the
Praetorian
machine
guards.
gun. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they brought back those guards because they sort of redeemed
Cool.
them from The Last Jedi.
Well, I mean, a half beaten down Mandalorian and a little baby took out 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
While like Rey and Kylo, it took them forever.
yeah.
Like,
but they were
it really
I
shows
like
how
them
well they
better.
did.
I like them but this version of them better.
Oh
They
yeah.
looked way cool. If you look at the
Oh,
ones
yeah,
from
they
Last
look
Jedi,
so cool.
they had no visors.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
why.
They're so
Chris. They were just so
Oh,
good.
they just couldn't
they,
say yeah.
they just they were so good. They were just too cool, too hard. They
Mhm.
went hardcore. They don't even have to see what they're doing. That's these guys that fought Mando and Grogu. They had visors. They could see what they were doing. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's a
a
hand
bunch of wusses. What a wuss! Yeah, come on.
All right, so
Everybody-
we've been going for like over an hour, so I think,
Jeez.
I think we should.
Now,
Wrap
one,
it up.
one, no, just you had your moment of silence, but the
Oh,
real
for
moment of
Paz?
silence, the real moment of silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the dark saber.
We
That's
didn't
not
talk
the real
about
dark saber though. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Break
So
that.
basically, Disney destroyed the dark saber so they can make a new one. So you'll have to buy it.
Well, I'm thinking the man, like the crystal is. I would hope that Grogu, when he builds his lightsaber, he'll use the crystal from.
Well, the crystal's, I mean, good. The crystal's made out of Beskar, so it's sort of formed with Beskar and Kyber to make. That's what makes it the dark saber. So
I just feel like that would be the perfect.
It would be
I
cool.
feel like that would be the perfect lightsaber for him would be to use the Kyber crystal from that.
I think it's all merchandising, like with the
Oh,
Razor
yeah.
Crest.
Like
They let you
merchandising.
fall in love with it. Everyone buys one, and like, you like this ship? Isn't this a nice ship? You love this ship. The ship is garbage. Buy a new ship. Look at this ship. This is the N1. You like it? You like it? Garbage. You're just gonna do
More
that.
Legos.
every couple of seasons. Every couple of seasons.
Yeah.
You like Grogu? You like Grogu? Well, he's leaving. He's going with Luke. Oh, wait, bring him back. Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Wait, never mind. We're sorry. We're
He's
sorry.
back. He's back. He's back. Keep buying Grogu stuff. We can't find anything else cute.
Okay. Time. Okay. Let's end on this. Is there anything that you wish they would have had that they didn't have in this season?
More episodes like the last 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. That would have been like an adrenaline, like
Dude, those
Junkie.
X-wings dropping.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Fighter.
That was a beautiful. Yeah, TIE fighter.
TIE
I
fighter.
did the
Something like
same thing. I keep doing that
I
too.
was so excited. I got the name wrong.
I wish they had a whole episode that was just Boba Fett in his day-to-day life.
Oh man, they
Taking a
missed
bath.
it.
The tub. Yeah.
I thought he might show up at some point. But,
In the last episode, it's a perfect opportunity, right?
yeah, I thought he'd show up. but
Slave
he
or
didn't.
Starship, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a
That would
whole
have been
other
great.
channel.
They could have been sitting there on the porch, and he looks over, and Boba Fett's sitting there like a bantha.
Cracking open a beer.
I would have liked to seen more of the mythosaur.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be
I wish they'd
something
done more of that.
later, probably. Maybe.
Mhm.
Oh
We
yeah.
saw it again at the end, but
You think Grogu? I think Grogu sensed the mythosaur at that last.
yes,
Yeah,
The rest
I mean,
of the-
Jedi have a thing with animals.
Yeah,
connection.
he knew he
Trying
was
to tell
there.
him.
Not
There's
a
something
connection,
in
but a
your
connection.
pool.
Just, I'll tell them later.
They like to be surprised by
When I
giant
use
creatures
these
underwater.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess just breezed underwater. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of. Oh, you know who I would have loved to see somewhere in the season, but didn't, because I just like the actor, Cobb Vanth. Oh, but no, he can't show up because he's never mind. He's in
He's
a
getting
he's in a,
pimped out.
he's in a tank somewhere. Are they going to Are they going to make another Boba Fett season, or are they just like?
I kind of feel like they're not.
Yeah.
What happens to Cobb then? I like Cobb.
Him and Finnick can get their own show.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If Finnick got her own show, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I like that character a lot.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wish that showed up. I think, I mean, I think they hit all the points. They wrapped everything up. There wasn't anything that was like, I wish they.
We didn't see very much of the lady that repairs ships. We saw her. At the
Oh,
beginning,
yeah. That would have been more fun.
That's not a bad
but I
thing.
kind of thought that's where he was going when he was going to the bar to meet with the X-wing pilots, but that's not where he was.
They had that fun tie-in with Andor with the I don't know, the cubicle, wasteland,
Yeah.
where everyone goes to have their spirits crushed.
Oh, and we had Tim Meadows in this season too.
Yeah, Tim Meadows
That was
was
really
good.
random.
Tim Meadows
That
showing
was
up.
so random.
Mhm.
That was
But see, that was good. That was like a good sort of like,
No, it
you know,
was.
hey, it's an actor you haven't seen in a long time. And,
I was
you know.
just like, and then when the lady walks in, it's like he goes into the ladies' man. Hello there. Come on in my office. I think I'm going to go with the lady on this one.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was a good season. I thought they had some good cameos, some good storylines, and they wrapped it up in a way that nobody was predicting. I don't think I ever heard anybody predict the way they ended it. They were all predicting that people were going to turn on each other, that people were going to die, that people were going to...
we said that the way it was going to end was that Bo-Katan and Mando were going to fight and try to for the saber and all this, so we're way off.
did.
She turned
They
pretty
did.
quickly.
No one could have predicted Circle fade off.
Well, if you're following... No. Anyways, so can we circle? Can we do that right now? Just Pedro, can we do that? Just
I can make us
circle.
all go away if you want. Let's see. Here we go. We're on.
It wasn't a circle though.
Oh, we're all mixed up now.
Not quite as clean as the circle, but you know.
Yeah.
At least Grogu didn't like hop out of the circle and then walk towards the screen and go. Or anything like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
All
There
right.
we go.
All right. So, well, Ray, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, man, anytime.
I don't know when the next roundtable. What will the next roundtable will be?
After the next show, Ahsoka's in the summer, right?
Ahsoka's in the summer. There's
it's in
there a
August.
Marvel? Yeah, August.
There's a Marvel coming. I
There's
think.
a Marvel.
Well, we also have the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, but we also have Visions coming soon.
Vision, Star Wars Vision.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
And
Many more roundtables.
Mini Jedis.
the little kid Jedis.
Yeah.
What's that show?
The little people. The
That's
little
on
people.
now, isn't it?
Like on the Precious Moments Jedi.
If that doesn't end with all of them dying, I don't. What's it?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yes. Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?
Skywalker's coming.
End of the show.
I don't know when that takes place though, so I don't know when
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
takes place.
Yes.
well,
I'm sure this is
Ahsoka-
long before that.
Yeah, so in August. There's a I know there's got to be a Marvel.
There's probably a Marvel.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we got
That's
stuff
great.
coming up.
When is
Ray will
Loki
be
coming?
back.
Ant-Man's supposed to hit Disney Plus soon, I think.
And Spider-Man.
Yes,
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to be here every week, you guys.
Well, we only do it every other week now, so
Oh, my
you get some weeks off.
gosh. That doesn't work for me.
We will. Maybe we'll have you and on our other show sometime where you could change a Disney ride in Star Wars if I.
Oh. Okay.
Fun. We got a very special guest coming up. Hopefully next week. We're still working out on the details. And you,
We'll
Ray,
knock your socks
you're a very special person, very special guest. But this guy, all I will say is that
Tony
We
Baxter.
drafted him.
no, this is what I'll say about our guest coming up. So you want to make sure you go on Living with the Landspeeder on YouTube or wherever and subscribe so you know when the shows are coming up. Somewhere in my room, there's an autographed picture of him.
Oh, that narrows it down.
Yeah. So if it
Can
works
you turn on
out,
some lights so I could look around?
no. Someone for Star Wars. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that he will be on the show. Hopefully next week, if his schedule allows it.
Yeah.
If not, he'll be on soon after that.
Dwayne Johnson.
Fingers crossed. No, we didn't want. He called. We didn't want him.
He's busy.
Prince Harry.
He has to do with Star Wars. I'll just say that.
Daniel-
We can't say
Daniel
we can't
Craig.
say anything else. Anyways, I'll tell you afterwards, Ray.
Okay, let's end the show now.
But thank you. This has been episode 272 of I Am Geek. And the guys may be back with you in 2 weeks. I won't, though. 'Cause
What?
I will be on the Star Cruiser, blasting off into space, May the 4th. So the next, so I'll be on Living with Land next week, and then the next week will be May the 4th, and I'll be in a galaxy far, far away. So you guys can hang out if you want to.
Florida. Yeah.
Florida.
Or Orlando.
I'll be on a spaceship,
Across
okay?
the street from a theme park.
Good night, everybody. See you next time. Live Geek. I'll be in space.